Hello everybody, all my very dear audio friends around the world. Welcome back to my studio Warsaw, Poland, to my humble YouTube channel. I'm Paul, good to see you again. Guys, today is gonna be another hardware review, because I've got this. Can you see this? The cable is quite short, but you surely can see this. This is the brand new Polyend TRACKER Plus, coming from a beautiful city of Olsztyn in Poland, actually. And you know what? I owned version 1. This is version Plus, and I sold it. Yes, because it only offered mono sampling, and it was a deal breaker for me. It didn't sound attractive. It sounded kind of flat, uninteresting to me, and simply operating with mono wave files, like, it was a no-go, it was a deal breaker for me. And then I learned that this TRACKER Plus has got a set of new features, and the main one is stereo, full stereo operation with stereo sampling. What do you say? Probably there are some of us who withdrawn from buying or sold their trackers because of this solely. I'm happy to announce it has been fixed. Moreover, it's got not 8 but 16 tracks to be utilized. It also got 4 different synth models, to choose from. It's got more memory, and yeah, Polyend people found a test unit to send it to me, so we're gonna review it today. Of course, if you think my channel is a cool place, you can always subscribe somewhere here in the corner. You can get notified, you can like this vid and comment on it down below so that I know what you think about this new TRACKER Plus. Let's go. And I'm gonna maybe place the unit here on my Roland digital piano. I think it's safe. I think I'm not gonna break anything. And before we're gonna tweak anything, let's take a look at the producer's website. This is TRACKER Remastered. Yeah, and we have a list of new functions. 16 track sequencer. Yes, 8 tracks are added. They can serve as MIDI output tracks to control whatever you want, or it can control onboard synthesizers that are inside the tracker. Stereo expansion. This is the one I was waiting for most, and this is the feature that was a deal breaker in version 1. All sampling goes stereo now in every aspect. Also, you can send audio over USB, which is interesting. We're not gonna maybe use it today. And the hardware is upgraded, faster microcontroller, more memory, which is also cool, robust jog wheel, and some external case upgrades, I think. Though it feels same sturdy as version 1, feels really great. Brushed aluminum is here. Yeah, I want to touch it, so let's dive in. And the first thing you should probably know about TRACKER, that it really is a tracker in historical sense. Trackers were music software programs written mainly for Amiga computers starting second half of 80s, I believe. The first one was the Ultimate Music or the Ultimate Sound Tracker, as I remember. Then there was Pro Tracker and more of them, and they all shared the same very simple and brilliant concept I'm gonna try to present to you right now. You have tracks for 5, 6, 7, 8, and more tracks are here. Amiga trackers had 4, some of them had 8, I believe. And each track has its steps. These are 16th note steps. You can choose the length of this here and some other stuff we're going to talk about later. And each step is a 16th note. The first parameter is the note you play. The second parameter is the instrument you choose to play. You've got the list of instruments here. We're going to get to it later. Then you're going to have 2 slots for so-called effects. They can be MIDI effects. They can be also sends to delay and reverb, or some internal effects just dedicated for this step on this track. And mainly this is it. This is what you should know about tracking software. and about Polyend TRACKER Plus, because it really is based on this old and great Amiga concept. And I love this concept because I used to own an Amiga 500 computer, because back then, like 20 years ago or 30 years ago, more 30 than 20, PC computers were not good for audio at all. The best multimedia sound PC sound machine was Amiga series by Commodore. And that's why I'm familiar to trackers and I love them. But even if you weren't an Amiga owner, this still is a very vital, a very efficient and good way to produce music quickly and in a very fun way. Actually, we're gonna maybe start a new project. I'm gonna go to File, New Project. I'm not gonna even save this one. Yes, and this is a plain screen. Here I've got some configuration stuff. We're not gonna get through all this maybe today. Project settings, some general options like display brightness and stuff. MIDI options, USB options, metronome, firmware version. This is 1.0 because this is a new unit just released, and info about some licensing. Then I've got file info, which means that I can open projects. I got some of demos. Maybe let's start with listening to a demo. Demo, techno. All right. Okay, the project loaded. And let's go to the pattern view again. You can see that, oh wow, 16 tracks have been used. First 8 can serve you as instrument or synthesizer tracks. 9 to 16 can serve you as MIDI control tracks for your external hardware, for example, or for some control inside your DAW, or they can use onboard synthesizers. You've got 3 of them here, but generally there are 4 to choose from. We're gonna get to it later. Let's play the demo. I haven't heard that, actually. Okay, let's go to the song, because pattern is a single pattern that I can edit, create. I can choose which pattern I'm working on here. As you can see, this song has got a couple of patterns used. And the song arrangement is here. As you can see, you create a song just as a sequence of patterns you choose from. Pattern 2 utilizes track number 1, 4, 6, and 7. Then pattern number 3 adds something up. Pattern number 1 adds something up. Pattern number 4 is using something a bit different. And then so on and so on. And this is how you create a song. First you create a pattern, then you take the patterns as your building blocks to create a song. Can't be easier and more functional than it is here. Maybe one more demo, like just one. Yeah, maybe that's enough. Haha, this is cool. I like it. Very well written, actually. Anyway, guys, now maybe let's start our new project. I'm not gonna save any changes I did to this demo. Here we go. This is an empty thing. And this is our first pattern. These are 16th notes. This is the pattern length. I can, of course, change it. I can choose the pattern I'm working on right now. Step jump means I can edit each 5th, 4th step, not every step. There are some other options like undo, redo. I can fill steps with what I had previously as my step here as well. So also very easy to operate. I can render selected steps. I think selecting steps works like, yes. I can choose a range and I can render this range as an audio file as well, which is important when you, for example, want to make chords, because the concept of trackers is that each track is monophonic. You can just put one sound, mono sound on each track. If you want to make them stereo, you actually choose a range and then you render it and then you put it on a separate track, which is very orthodox because it works the same in original tracker software. And I remember doing this on Amiga, and you can get used to it quite really quickly, and it's also fun. It sparks a lot of creativity, actually. And then some more options to choose from, but you know what? We're gonna load our first instrument. And instrument list, when I press and hold this is the instrument list. And I've got synths, as you can see, 3 of them to choose from. And I can have, wow. And instruments are generally samples. When I press sample loader, I'm gonna get a kick for this project. Mono sample packs, dark techno. Okay, this one. Okay, let's import this, import normal. I can also import low quality. And now when I press sample playback, this is my sample, and I can make it play forward, backward, ping pong, slice it, make it a wavetable using a short piece of it. I can also make it granular. Then I've got a sample editor with a list of effects I can render into the sample. There are a lot of them. Bit crusher, delay, overdrive, chorus, flanger, just like everything you can think of is here. Sample recorder is also cool because I can make it line in. I can use line in or radio waves, which are here to sample something. This is cool. We're not gonna do it now. And we're gonna simply stick to this very simple kick, and we're gonna create our first pattern. Yeah, but maybe the tempo I prefer 122 was always my kind of tempo. Let's get back to this pattern, and now maybe let's load a hi-hat. I can put different instruments on the same track, so I'm gonna put hi-hats here maybe. Of course, you can also record real time. I prefer to do it like this for some simple stuff. Maybe then we're gonna do some real time recording. And this is what we get for now. And maybe this hi-hat is a bit too loud, so I'm gonna get into instrument parameters. And here, same story. When you press instrument parameters, you choose which instrument you wanna tweak, and I'm interested in hi-hat, and simply this instrument should be like 1.5 dB more quiet. Okay, let's get back to pattern. Yes! Let's add a snare. And you know what? Now's the time to go for something stereo, and this is a completely new thing. In Tracker, samples are finally stereo. Just reminding you, I sold my first Tracker because it all only had mono sampling, which was like, okay, stereo samples, drum kits, house, drums. What do we have here? Loops. This is one nice grainy sample. Probably also a bit too loud. We're gonna turn the volume down, but let's maybe record this. I have clap chosen as my instrument. Yes. Let's turn the volume of this thing a bit down. Note that you can pan, tune, fine-tune this also here. You can make it filtered also, and overdrive, bit depth, reverb cent per sample, and delay cent per sample. So it's like really flexible, and you can do a lot of small moves, I would say, very quickly. Sample loader. Maybe some percussion. Like this. Guys, we've got our drums almost ready. I would still maybe spice it up with one more thing. Yeah, like this. And you know what? I would like to add some kind of a groove here, and here comes the effects. Of course, I missed this note. Note is just you can choose the note playing not only from this grid, but from a button here using this wheel. But we're gonna go to the effects. First effects list, a lot of stuff. Both audio effects like volume, panning, glide, but tempo change, gate length, roll, so some MIDI-like effects. And also I can implement swing here, and using it here, it's gonna make it valid for the whole pattern, not just for the step. So I'm gonna use swing. Good, guys, we've got some basic drums. Now let's go to programming some bass. And here we are actually going to use press instrument. Again, we are going to use a synth. This is the synth I chose for this track, and instrument parameters gonna take me to the synth edit screen. I can choose from 4 synthesizers. Acid is like a kind of a clean in character virtual analog. Fat is really fat analog. Virtual analog also is a very regular, very neutral sounding analog, and WTFM is a FM synthesizer. I'm gonna go for fat, maybe that's gonna be cool for bass. And I can load a patch. Confirm. I'm gonna load this patch. I can choose polyphony, gain, panning, reverb and delay send, and moreover, this is the second screen, and I got some macros, let's say, that I can tweak also. So envelope to filter modulation. No, but timbre. You know what, I'm gonna leave it here, go to back to screen number 1, but I'm gonna edit patch, and this is a full edit list for this synthesizer, guys. Oscillator, filter, amp envelope. This is maybe where I should tweak this. Yes, like this. Alright, so now maybe let's record it in real time. I'm gonna press Shift and Rec to see if my tracks are armed for live recording. They are. And I'm gonna press Rec and play together. Okay, maybe also I should go for some effects here. Like, let's design some delay maybe. And I'm gonna go to master section. I'll choose screen number 1, and then I'm gonna go to delay section. let's make it ping pong delay. Let's sync it. Maybe like this. Let's filter it down a bit. Let's put it like with short feedback. Yes, and now we're gonna send it to delay a bit. Yeah, maybe like this, that's gonna be enough. Let's go to our pattern, and now we're gonna add maybe another sample. Nice, but let's engage some low pass. Yes. Yes. We'll make it gated, so it plays a shorter value. Yes, and now I have one more idea. Yeah, of course, this is like a very rough idea made for you in minutes, but I believe, I hope you got a concept of this machine, and it's really beautifully simple and beautifully powerful, packed up with synthesizers, samples already on board. You can put any content into it. You can load any kind of audio stuff. You can record it or put it on the SD card, like simply whatever you feel like. You can use it for your productions, and it can be your mobile studio, your MIDI controller, your separate workstation, letting you produce full albums if you wish. And there's a lot more under the hood, like perform mode, which lets you tweak arrange the tracks and tweak them in real time. And as I said, song, which lets you arrange a lot of stuff. Also a lot of hidden editing stuff out there, a lot of per step effects, per sample or per instrument effects, and so on and so on. And guys, I would say this thing is quite endless, and I know I won't stop tweaking it in several months probably now, because I really do enjoy stereo. I enjoy the fact that I've got 4 onboard synths to choose from. I also enjoy the fact that I got more tracks. And those tracks, 9 to 16, as I told you, they let me control onboard, not samples, but onboard synthesizers or anything outside the tracker, whether it's in a DAW or it's a hardware synthesizer of any kind. And yeah, that's enough fun for me. And also, it doesn't look bad when compared to its competition, I have to tell you, because the price in Polish zloty, roughly this is the price, switching to euro or dollars maybe. This is the value we get, 860 roughly, while, for example, Electron Octatrack Mark II is $1,600, and Analog Rhythm, that's supposed to be more of a machine thing only. You can load different samples to it, I believe, but it's 1,850 euro, while Novation Circuit Range tracks more for instrument creations and rhythm more for percussive creations. They are not that powerful and they are significantly cheaper, but they won't let you do as much stuff as you're able to do with Tracker. There's also Dirty Wave, we should remember about this one. It is also based on a tracker idea, but it's way simpler and way more orthodox. The screen looks like a real old school tracker here, as you can see. And well, it's cool. The price is, I don't even know. The price is, well, that's not too cheap. I would say Model 2 costs almost as much as Tracker costs, but for the start, it just offers 8 tracks, not 16 as Tracker, and it's not that handy, that versatile and easy to operate because it's really, really small, guys. Yeah, that's it, guys. And yes, the feature set, especially the full stereo operation, this is what I was missing, and I'm so happy that it's here because it made Tracker a completely new, it's not a plus, it's an absolutely new unit to me. And now I feel this is the thing that makes the deal for me, and probably, I suppose, for many of you too. So guys, if you ever wondered about buying Tracker, but you missed this stereo sampling and actually you felt afraid with some of limitations you might experience, I'm happy to announce most of them, if not all, are gone. But you know what? Let's sum the things up. Yeah, so I just maybe summed the things up already somehow. Yeah, I love this Tracker thing, and this is the unit. This is what I wanted to have. Also, it really looks competitive, as you could also see in the context of its nearest competitors, from Novation, from Electron, and thinking it's Polish, made in Poland, really means something to me. It boosts my local patriotism somehow. But anyway, guys, seriously, this thing rocks, and I'm so happy to welcome this in my studio. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to hear from you very, very soon. Take care. Bye.